welcome to IP Study Video Lectures. Today we will discuss the 8th chapter of Grade 6 English Grammar, and we will explore the topic pronouns. Well, what are pronouns? Pronouns are those smart words which help us to replace nouns in our sentences. That means they make our sentences or words less repetitive. They help us to not to repeat the nouns again and again. They help us to make our writing and speech much clearer and better. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify pronouns in sentences. We will also classify the different kinds of pronouns like personal, possessive, reflexive, emphatic, quality, interrogative, relative, and demonstrative. We will use pronouns in constructing sentences. So you'll be able to identify, classify, and use them in sentences. Before we go further, let us study the following sentence. I will give this pencil to John, who lost his pencil. Now, in this sentence, we have used pronouns like I, this, who, his. These words have helped us to not to name who are we talking about, whose pencil, where have we given it, or who has lost it. So, just to make our speech or to make our sentence more clearer, instead of using the nouns again, we have used the pronouns such as I, this, who, his. I is the personal pronoun. This is a demonstrative pronoun. Whereas who is a relative pronoun and his is a possessive pronoun. We will study all of these types in detail in this chapter. Now let us read the following sentences and observe the highlighted words. He likes his coffee. Does he enjoy his job? Now in both of these sentences, we have used pronouns like he, his, he, his. So instead of repeating the names like Ram likes Ram's coffee. So instead of using Ram and Ram again in the sentence, we have used, for Ram, we have used the pronoun he, Ram's coffee, whose coffee, his coffee. So we've used his as a pronoun. Similarly, does he enjoy his job? Instead of repeating the names again, we have used the pronouns. Kinds of pronouns. Pronouns are of several kinds: personal pronouns, possessive pronouns, demonstrative pronouns, etc. Personal pronouns. Personal pronouns are the words like you, I, he, him, and her. Personal pronouns can be divided into first, second, and third persons. Like when we talk about the first person, that means we are referring to the speaker or the person who speaks. For these, we use the pronouns I, me, we, us. So it really depends if we want to refer to a singular pronoun or to plural pronouns. Accordingly, we use the pronoun for the first person. That means the speaker. That means we're talking about the speaker. So we use the pronouns like I, me, we, us. For the second person, we refer to the person to whom one speaks. That means whom we are talking to. So the second person pronoun is you. The third person refers to the person or thing, people or things we speak about. For example, he, she, it, they, him, her, them. So that means we are referring to the person or the thing we are speaking about. We use subject pronouns as subject in place of nouns. She called, but I was out. So in this sentence, she, we're talking about whom? We're talking about she. So we can use the pronoun she as the subject. But I was out. We use object pronouns as objects after verbs like I know him, but he doesn't know me. So, in this sentence, him and me, both pronouns have been used as object after verbs. I know him, but he doesn't know me. We also use object pronouns after prepositions, like he smiled at her, I went with her to party. We can also use object pronouns after be and its forms, like with to be verbs such as am, is, are, was, were. So, we can use pronouns after to be verbs as well. For example, who is there? It is her. Who was there? It was her. The subject pronoun in this position, it is he, is old-fashioned usage. So, the subject pronoun, it is he. So, we do not use it anymore. We always say it is him. Who is there? It is him. So, we never use it is he. It is a very old-fashioned usage. So, we now only use it is him, it is her. Possessive pronouns. As you're already aware that possessive nouns, they show us the belongingness or the possession of something. Similarly, possessive pronouns are words like mine, yours, his. They are the possessive pronouns because they show us the possession. Now let us study the possessive pronouns alongside the possessive adjectives. The possessive adjectives such as my, your, his, her, its, are, their. These are all called possessive adjectives because they add something to the verb. They show us the possession of the verbs. With possessive pronouns, instead of my, we use mine, yours, his, hers, its, ours, and theirs. Possessive adjectives and possessive pronouns are used to show possession or ownership. Now let us compare both of them in detail. Possessive adjectives versus possessive pronouns. He borrowed my pen. Now my is the possessive adjective. Give me the pen which is mine. Now mine is the possessive pronoun. In the first sentence, we are adding something to the verb borrowed. He borrowed what? My pen. Whose pen? My pen. That is a possessive adjective. But when you are describing, give me the pen which is mine, that means you're showing the possession to that noun pen and you're using the possessive pronoun mine. So that is the difference between a possessive adjective and possessive pronoun. Possessive pronoun is helping us to show the possession with the nouns, whereas possessive adjectives are adding the possession to the verbs. This is his pencil. This pencil is his. Possessive adjectives usually come before nouns. Possessive pronouns are used in a sentence in place of nouns. Now let us study about demonstrative pronouns. This, that, these and those, they are all called demonstrative pronouns. These pronouns tell about particular people or things. Now let's talk about singular demonstrative pronouns and plural demonstrative pronouns. When we refer to the things which are near the speaker, that means we're talking about the things which are in closer proximity to us. For a singular pronoun, we use this, but for plural, we use these. For example, this is my bag. These are my bags. The things which are further away from the speaker, that means the things which are farther from the proximity of the speaker, we use that for a singular pronoun. And we use those when the things are plural. For example, that is my classroom. Those are my classrooms. Let us read some more examples to understand this in detail. This is my lunch. Is that an eagle? These flowers are my favorite. Those boys are my friends. So, when we were talking about something which is closer, this is my lunch. When we're talking about father, is that an eagle? When we're talking about plural things and they are closer, these flowers are my favorite. Those boys, the things which are plural but are father as well, are far away from the speaker. Those boys are my friends. Now let us study about reflexive and emphatic pronouns. Reflexive such as myself, yourself, yourselves, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, themselves. They are all called reflexive pronouns. Let us read some examples. She injured herself on the concrete road. Ria fell over and hurt herself. In all of the above sentences, we have used reflexive pronouns when the subject and object are the same. Like Seema hurt herself. So, the subject is Seema and the object, we're talking about whom? We're talking about Seema only. So, herself. These are both the same person. So, in this scenario, we use the reflexive pronoun. That means it is the reflection of the noun used as the subject. Pronouns ending in self or selves are also used to lay emphasis on nouns or pronouns to make them stronger. For example, sometimes we use the same pronouns, oneself, themselves, herself, themselves. So we use the same pronouns to emphasize something. They can be called emphatic pronouns in those scenarios. Like, I myself make my bed. The manager himself greeted the guests at the entrance. When used in this way, they are often called emphatic pronouns. These pronouns lay emphasis on the subject. The manager himself greeted the guests. I myself make my bed. So, we are trying to lay emphasis on the subjects by using these words. Then they're called emphatic pronouns. But when we are talking about the same things and we use herself, myself, or words like yourself, themselves, itself, that means we're talking about the same thing, they become the reflexive pronouns. Pronouns of quantity. Words like much, many, little, few, some, any, all, enough. They are all called pronouns of quantity. Pronouns of quantity tell us about the amount or quantity of a thing or the number of things or people. They answer the question such as how much or how many. How much time is there? A little time. How many things are there? Few things are there. So, by using these pronouns, we often describe the quantity of something. Therefore, we use pronouns such as much, many, little, few, some, any, all, enough. Pronouns used to answer how many are sometimes called pronouns of number because you can give them the counting. They are also called countable nouns. We use the word quantity to refer to either amount or number. Therefore, pronouns of number are included in pronouns of quantity. The same word can be used either as a pronoun of quantity or as an adjective of quantity. Like, does he take any pictures? No, not many. Now, many is used as a pronoun. Does he take any pictures? Now, in this question, any is describing take pictures. So, any pictures? So when it is describing a verb, that means they can also be called adjective of quantity. No, not many. Now in this sentence, they are just stating no, not many, because they are describing the noun's pictures. So many is used as a pronoun. He doesn't take many pictures. Many is used as an adjective. When we say the same sentence as he doesn't take many pictures. Now again in this sentence, the verb take is being described by many. Hence many is used as an adjective of quantity in this sentence. Interrogative pronouns. The pronouns like what, which, who, whom and whose are interrogative pronouns. That means they are used to ask questions. What is normally used to ask about things? Who is used to ask about people? Which is used to ask about things or people when there is a small choice. Whose is used to ask about possession. Let us read some more examples. What is her name? So we've used what to normally ask about her name, about a thing. Who are you? So we've used who to ask about a person. Who are you? Which is your bag? We've asked to ask when there is a small choice. So we've used to ask now about a thing. Which is your bag? Whose is this book? So here we have used whose to show or to ask about the possession of the book. Who did you see or whom did you see? We have used who or whom both as an object. Who is calling you? We are using who as a subject because we are talking about someone who is calling. We can use either who or whom both as object or subject. Who is usually used by native speakers as an object. They rarely use whom, and that too in a very formal style. What and which are used both as subjects and objects. Relative pronouns. Now, let us read some examples to understand relative pronouns and understand what do they tell us about or what kind of nouns they help us to replace. People who are patient get their due reward. Now we're talking about people who are patient. So we have used the pronoun who. People show me the road that or which leads to Mukherjee Nagar. I do what I preach. You may do what your heart says. Now, if you clearly observe these sentences, they are showing us the relation with the subjects and objects. Like people, we're talking about people. Which people? Who are patient. What happens to them? Get their due reward. So we are trying to establish a relationship. People show me the road which leads to Mukherjee Nagar or that leads to Mukherjee Nagar. I do. What do you do? What I preach. So like this, we have used relative pronouns like who, that, which, what, and whom. Who, that, which, whom, and what, when used as in the above sentences to show the relationship, they're called relative pronoun. Who or that can be used for people, but generally who is used for people. For things, we use that or which. So who or that both can be used for people, but generally we use who only. And we use that or which for things. That and which are usually used both subject and object. Generally, who is used as subject and whom is used as an object. In the modern English, who is often used in place of whom as objects And the relative pronoun what means the thing which, unlike other relative pronouns, what is used without a noun or a pronoun before it. It can be both used as a subject or an object. So this is how you use relative pronouns. Well, this was all about pronouns and the types of pronouns that we have studied in detail. Before you leave, let us do a quick recap. We refer to a person or thing using the personal pronouns, for example, I, us, we, you, he, him, she, her, it, they, them. Possessive pronouns show ownership or possession, for example, mine, ours, yours, her, his, and theirs. Demonstrative pronouns tell about particular people or things, for example, this, that, these, those. Emphatic and reflexive pronouns show or lay emphasis, or they also reflect, like myself, yourself, himself, herself, and ourselves. Pronouns of quantity help us to answer how much or how many. For example, much, many, little, few, some, etc. Interrogative pronouns are used to ask a question like what, whom, who, which, and whose. Relative pronouns relate the nouns to other words. For example, who, that, which, what, and whom. So this was all about pronouns, what we have done in this lesson, and the different kind of pronouns that we have studied. Please keep practicing pronouns as you learn, read, and write. See you in the next video lecture. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.